Welcome back for day 22 of 30 of my talking to the camera journey. Today I'm just yapping. And what I wanted to speak on first off, yesterday's video was really fun to record, just simply because that was my first attempt at loosely teaching a topic or subject that I've had plenty of exposure to in the past. Didn't get too crazy in depth with it, but just the concept of just, I don't know, holding something up on camera and pointing to aspects of that image that reminded me of things that I'd went through previously in life. And I just found that so fun to put out in the first place. And I know that image, I'll definitely come back to it as far as recordings with it, has done such wonders in my life when it's really understood because there's so much depth to it. So that's one. Two, yesterday was my first class with my level 4 improv team. So in this group, I'm meeting like 10 new people that I hadn't played with before from an improv perspective. And honestly, I like to carry myself around as extremely confident and just got it together. But going to the class, the thought that was in the back of my head was like, wait, okay, so I get the ideas behind improv and I feel like I'm pretty good at it. But there's something about when I step on stage with someone who I just never played before, I was like, oh, how bad am I going to be? How how bad is it going to be just to awkwardly try and fumble through and just try and guess how that scene partner may react to something I say or understand my style or understand my sense of humor? And it got real easy to get in my head, and that did happen a little bit, but it just didn't showcase on the outside that I was really that in my head because I tend to have a knack of being adaptable in the moment and just letting it flow in a way that just ends up feeling natural. So I know there was a lot of head trash to move through with that yesterday, but overall, super cool people. Very talented, very funny, very smart, witty individuals, and I'm really glad that the class panned out the way it did because originally there were two different teachers, and the one class was going to be me and my old scene partners that I've been with through level 3, and I wanted more of a creative challenge. But what ended up happening, there weren't enough people that signed up for that class. So they just consolidated all of them. And I think there's now like 14 of us in there. So not only is there going to be a stretch from a creative challenge perspective, but getting into the box of learning to play with anybody in a scene when it comes to improvisational technique is going to be the thing that elevates my game to the next level. And hopefully I can be that person for others in the class too. So that was another point of reflection. And other than that, yeah, this has been really cool. Just getting to talk on camera. There's nothing, literally nothing in the way of stopping anyone from doing the same thing. Just getting comfortable talking to and through the camera. And what this is really helping me to develop is just to find my voice, my ideal presentation style. And as I get narrower down to like what particular topics I really want to hammer in and get deep with in terms of mastery, and then sharing my thoughts and reflections specifically related to those things, um, I know this will get even more impactful and fun for what will come of it. And I know on the horizon too, I've been recording this with my iPhone 16 Pro on a phone stand. Got a mini light to my side. I've got natural lighting coming in through the window to my front left. But yeah, I think it's about time to bust out the camera. It's not a DSLR, but to leverage that for video, for just for high quality and change up the scenery a bit, just to be more professional about things. not in a sense of forcing and manufacturing, but more so visual presentation. Um, I find it important, and I'm sure others do too. And it's not that much more difficult to set up in the first place, as long as I tee it up in a way where it's easy to build up and break down as far as the space and me maximizing what I have in front of me. So yeah, that's one that's on the horizon for me, and a few reflections as far as yesterday, some feelings, some emotions I went through with that. Um, Really good. There's so much value in having a quality teacher too, because when you have a quality teacher in the domain that you're looking to develop yourself in, they can help you just cut out all the fat, like all the different books you're trying to take in, which is what I've been doing from an improv standpoint. Be like, no, 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 no. You need to cut these two, stay focused on these. Here's a podcast to consider absorbing in the meantime. And here's what you can do to get better and only focus on these things. That clarity is invaluable. And so that was just from one class. And that goes into any domain of life, really. It's from a coaching perspective, mentor, consultant, whoever it is. So there's insane value from that. So just wanted to comment on those things. This has been day 22 of 30 of me talking to the camera. And yeah, thanks for listening. Until tomorrow, we'll get into what God guides me to speak on next. But yeah, always a good time chatting and yapping. All right. Thanks for listening.